Welcome everyone to ETF2L Secret 6 Season 52. We're in Week 5. It's the top division. We got ALPHAGLΩCK versus the Plucky Luckers. These are some two top teams going into the playoffs for sure. So this is going to be a bit of a preview. I am Peter. We've got Ben Pla on production and Nighty here today to cast with me. How are you doing, Nighty?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing just fine, thank you. And this should be a pretty fun game. We've got some weird roster change up here. We've got an American in the server. He's infected our league. Can you believe it? We've got Raven in here. He's an American scout. So actually, who's he standing for? I forgot already.
That's a great point, actually. I believe, if I can find it, he might be a stand-in for. No idea, actually. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna put my hands up.
He was always here. Yeah.
He was always here. Never left. What's
might be
RGL?
Juxta. Yeah, might be Juxta.
Yeah, it could be. That's it.
Cyrus
Juxta.
or...
Yeah, could be either of the two. But no. I mean, yeah, I think this is gonna be really fun. You've definitely got some fan favorite players playing tonight. Like we've got Vanu playing tonight, and he's always a bundle of laughs with his off classes and his antics. He also is known to go on classic, which is unorthodox, but you know it's always at least a good time to watch. And you also have a very strong lineup of the Plucky Luckers here. No one on their team seems to be having a particularly bad season. They're all doing really well. I think it'll be a matter of individual performance still, though, as you've still got plenty of very strong individual players, and I reckon that the difference maker will be them rising to the occasion.
We've got process and product, and these are two maps where individual skill expression can actually really show itself. So I think that might be a good call. Obviously, you talked about Vanu on sniper, sometimes on a weird weapon as well, but just expect some weird off classes to do some heavy numbers going into the second map. But we are starting on process. Process, you can obviously do fast rollouts, you can do big high bomb ins, and I feel like that's a map where roaming soldiers can do a huge difference. They'll do these bombs ins and then they'll die, so their KD is going to be absolute garbage. But if they can get the medic force or get a key pick, it will all be worth it. So yeah, it's not pretty, but they will get some work done if they actually have the skill to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Space Maid is never seen on logs, but you know, ultimately that is the biggest job for the roamer on these mids. Can they get the fast one? Can he delay his opposing numbers so he can buy a space advantage for the rest of his team to come in? I think we might see a lot of that. Hopefully, we'll see some explosive fast bombs into each other's chokes, but we'll have to see. Also, speaking of funny off classes, we might see some spy as well. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Vanu got 3 stabs back to back on med, so maybe we might see something just as funny here.
Yeah, it always feels like a bit of a dice roll on whether or not Vanu is going to be a genius or just a complete moron. He's very good, but sometimes his decision making is not the greatest. Seems like he's trying too hard sometimes, but like when it works, it's the best show in town. I feel like Vanu is just such a difference maker. He's a playmaker for sure, and he does a lot of NG play. He does a lot of spy. Does a lot of sniper. I don't know. I saw Shotgun Heavy drop a medic in the pregame. It was good times. But we're actually live here. We're going to go to the first mid already. So let's see if the Plucky Luckers can keep their first place standing here, or if ALPHAGLΩCK is going to be able to make a difference.
Yeah, and so far here, pretty evenly matched speeds. Bloke getting a nice bomb onto the crates, trying to create some pressure, but here comes AMS, landing on the pack here on the red side, not finding anything so far. Mackie is the first to fall now, and then it's you go girl on Scout also falling at this point. ALPHAGLΩCK choosing to cut their numbers and leave on the second. But here comes Bloke, finding a nice second rocket onto the Davy. But AMS comes in as well, looking for that med, but not going to find anything else. And ALPHAGLΩCK going to have to run back to their last point.
It's really strong so far. It is going to be pretty even Ubers. Maurice is a little bit slower, but he should get it in time. But they're bleeding so many players, and the momentum is so strongly in favor of the Lucky Pluckers. So they might just decide to go for it in here. Yeah, there you go. The Scout Soul Uber is in full effect. And the Scout's at the point.
This is easy round. They've Ubered in straight away, kept everyone in spawn, and the other Scout just decided that he was going to stand in the circle. And we have our first round in quite blistering speed. Yeah, ALPHAGLΩCK just got to play better there.
Yeah, they completely lost sight of the point. The Scout just stood on it for way too long, and then at some point, I think the medic just switched off Ubers for like half a second, and that was enough to just cap it out. So a very quick round here. Only 2 minutes off the clock, not even that. And we're on the second mid.
Yeah, I mean, Mac very, very quick mid there. Didn't opt to go for the pack straight away, looking to deny those bombers, and it seems to have worked. AMS is still coming in high though, not finding anything so far. Varu and Maki are going down immediately, and so has Davey. It's looking like a massacre here for the side of the Plucky Luckers, but they do lose Eon for their troubles. But I don't think they're too upset. They've managed to find the opposing med, and they've taken mid in quite dominating fashion. And now Bloke is already looking to deny players in last. And it's going to be an easy second take, and they're just going to start looking now to push into this last. I mean, a pretty dominant mid, all things considered from Plucky Luckers, despite losing Eon. But Eon has come up crits.
Ooh, already we're seeing some spice here. And now it all makes a lot more sense why they were being that aggressive on last. They were looking for a sentry gun, because the sentry will absolutely shut down a crits more than anything else. But hey, maybe they just don't see it coming. The crits is about to come in right now.
They've got to go quick. They have to try and identify the med, all the key players here, to try and get those picks, but it's not looking good immediately. All they've found so far is that sentry gun. Finds a nice pipe onto AMS, but unfortunately, Eon and Mac go down, and it's now not looking so good. I mean, I'm not too sure what the crits on offense, the theory is behind that, but you give up so much momentum, so much pressure just to get in, and you're now 2 players down. It's full Uber advantage at ALPHAGLΩCK, and suddenly Plucky Luck is very much on the back foot. SNH though is up on that sniper, seeing what he can make happen. Finds a nice headshot into the soldier on choke, but here comes the Uber in from ALPHAGLΩCK, looking to try and find some picks, find the Plucky Luckers wanting, but no, so far Uber has ended, and they haven't managed to find any other picks from that, but the health numbers are very low here on the side of the Plucky Luckers, and it's going to be an even really, really nice mid retake here, and I think we're going to be in for the long haul in the second.
Yeah, the Ubers are kind of mismatched right now, so the Eon is about to get his Uber right now, and Maurice is going to be quite a bit off. He's going to be like a 25% Uber ad as they come out of the door, and they're just going to pop it immediately. And
yeah, they're coming right through IT, which is great. The Uber buys them all that space, but it only finds AMS, and now the Uber advantage swing is so massive in ALPHAGLOCK's favor. They have to try and
though. They get Varnu, that's so big. That's so much momentum lost, and they have this Uber, but they don't want to be forward to use it. But look at that, Maurice is just committing. He's going in. He wants to use it.
And they have indeed. He does go down very, very low beforehand. And now they're on the chase, hoping to find some players who were taken low, but not going to find anything so far. The Uber has faded, but they do find 3 picks, and it's just going to be another mid retake. And again, the Uber advantage swings so back into Plucky Lucky's favor. However, ALPHAGLΩCK want more. They're pressuring in this choke. They want to try and find that force or find some early pick that they can use to get onto second with. Sylv's creating great pressure, bombing onto those crates, finding great space for his team to come in, and it might just be mid-exchanging hands again. And now ALPHAGLΩCK are sent to the hills, running back to their second point.
Yeah, it's the seesaw that's going. The Ubers just being out of sync really makes it so that you just keep on pushing it. Oh my god, look at that. That's a triple sticky jump. And he's going to do so much damage. Massive jump in there from back. just completely catches out.
But here comes Ant. Oh, nearly finds Eon. Takes them low to 50 HP with a great bomb and just couldn't find that second rocket. And now suddenly it's 3 down here for ALPHAGLΩCK. If Plucky Luckers are quick here, they can take this into last. They already have Bloke hiding in heaven. But the Uber has now come out for ALPHAGLΩCK, looking to try and find any value they can off it, but so far not finding anything. Bloke still lodged up in heaven, but they do manage to take him down eventually. Now Raven here comes forward, gets some great meat shots onto the opposing scouts, but they're not going to find anything yet. They're still pressuring this last point, coming in through 2 and 1. Raven standing, holding their ground, staying on that second point. Peppering,
they refuse to leave. They just keep on going in. Look at that. It's going to come in super aggressively. It's going to get taken down, and it's still a one-man advantage, but the respawners just keep on coming in. So they just keep on losing it. So they're just going to back off, wait for the Ubers to come in. Debut has been building, Eon has been building this entire time, and his Uber is actually ready to go again.
And here it comes again. They want to make the most of this. They have a nice advantage, no sentry gun. They're still sticking to some point. Smile, hoping to try and find some capture time as he can, but not going to find it. Ams and Mackie going down. Bloke goes down himself. They're still pressuring so hard for this point. They want it. They want it. They need to get this point before the Uber comes up. But it doesn't look like so far they're going to get it. Maurice going very low. Dies at 90%. This is the opportunity that the Plucky Luckers needed. But the health is so low for them. They're still trying to find. They do get the pick onto the soldier on the point. And they're going to be able to stand it and take the round. What a chaotic last fight.
Yeah, Smile going absolutely huge. They get the clutch 3K at the very end of that fight. It's going to win it for his team. That's going to be a 2-0, the score line there. That was not a pretty push, but eventually the pressure just became too much. And yeah, 2-0 here, Plucky Luckers. They're going to be going into this mid once again. The mids have been looking pretty solid so far, I would say, for the Lucky Pluckers. Plucky Luckers. I'm going to get that wrong the entire time.
Yeah, it's certainly a mouthful. But here we are back on mid. It's quicker for ALPHAGLΩCK, but they do manage to find a Bloke early on. Whether Plucky Luckers decide to leave with that, and SNH also going down. It is a complete reversal. We found that the Plucky Luckers are so dominant on these mids, but it's all fallen apart for them. Mackie finding great space to get in, but suddenly the tables have turned yet again. Raven has gone down, so is Mackie and Ant. Now they need to leave the player advantage now swinging back in the Plucky Luckers favor, and they're pushing the ALPHAGLΩCK all the way back into their choke. Uber's somewhat even the slight advantage here for the Plucky Luckers, and they can just pressure ALPHAGLΩCK into giving them back mid. But
yeah,
here they come forward again. They get the force.
They refuse to leave. They get the force out, and the scout's still in really deep. Looks like he's going to go down, but here comes the counter.
It does. It's a little bit stunted for Raven going down at the start of that, but they do manage to find Spell and SNH. Silves coming in, looking to try and do something, anything that he can to salvage from that horrendous Uber exchange, but not going to find anything. It's 3 down. Nay, could it be 4? Bloke taken low at 6 HP. But both arrows managing to find Eon, keeping Bloke alive. And now, with players coming up in just a second, it's going to be an even last hold here.
Yeah, can't believe neither Mac or Bloke died in that exchange. Just non-stop arrows out of Eon, saving the asses of his teammates here. They're going to try and set up a quick sentry gun to stabilize here. They actually have a bit of an Uber ad, but it's not enough to actually push out of last with. You need a bit more than 10 to 15% to get a proper push out attempt going there. I think Vaughn's going to go down. Just pokes his head in. Do you think he wanted to go sniper? Just throwing it out there. Like, that's very often the case when a scout dies for no reason.
Yeah, it's often the case of, okay, scout's gone down, let's get our off-class up. But they've tried to push out with this, and it's not gone great. They're just peeking at the second, and they've not found anything. But Raven does go down, so maybe they can extend this little holiday back into their grass and see what they can make of it, or if they're going to sit back on last.
They're being baited into the Varnu sniper. He did come back on sniper, but he's just chomping at the bits, hoping that they're actually going to poke their head out. They're too mentally tough. They're not going to actually get baited into it. So he's going to have to actually work for it and get forward himself and peek his own head in, see if he can hit some good shots.
Oh, here's the SBS. SNH not finding anything onto Vanu, but Vanu getting a great body shot, but not managing to kill anyone. Ams looking to try and get a sack in, trying to create some space with the gun, but does go down for his troubles. And if you're the Plucky Luckers here, I don't imagine you'll be wanting to push out. Playing this, if anyone's watching the World Cup, very low block type TF2, just sort of staying back. The bus is parked. They don't really need to do much. They're 2 rounds up, and it's 2 minutes left in this round. They can just eat away as much time as they want. And here comes the SBS in lobby. I think Vanu going down. SNH finding a really nice shot, and this might be the trigger that Plucky Luckers are going to take to come forward. So far, a little bit scrappy trying to get out of these doorways. It's nice spam from the pair of Mackie and Ams. And I think at this point, they're going to try and call that back and go, you know what, guys, sit back on last. And we're just going to have our SBS again. Maybe not. Vanu has come up on buy.
Sure,
we'll
why
see.
not?
If Sniper didn't work, we'll see what Spy can do. However, Sylvs, sharp as anything, has checked for it. They know Vanu's on this Spy.
Oh, they just...
He's decloaking on point and
got
immediately
predicted
died.
so hard by Smile.
I mean, at that point, they knew the Spy was up, and just seemingly being laser focused on that point, nothing for Vanu to do, and as a result, dies again. If you're in ALPHAGLΩCK shoes, you've got to start thinking about, okay, we need to break down this last hole. What are they going to do to break this down? I mean, so far they're finding nice spam in through 1 and 2. Whether they find a pick or a gun, again, very different question.
Yeah,
but
so
at the
far,
moment,
the only picks they found are kind of themselves. They keep on poking their head in, and then someone dies, and then they have to just wait it out until they get a respawner. So they've really just burned through the entire allotted clock time here, trying to get something to happen. And I think we're pretty much at a point where they have to Uber in and get the Ubers out of the way, and then try to pressure one side or something like that. Here we go. Uber is going to come in.
As you say, yeah, the trade comes in. So far, not finding anything from either side. And they have Vanu in on this left, but he's going to go down. Maurice taken down at 15 HP. So low coming out, but he does manage to find his way out. And here comes the sack, finding Eon in the end. And it's just Raven and Maurice left. But Raven goes down. Now it's just Maurice caught out in this lobby area. Taking a duel so far.
Oh my
with
God.
Mac. Is he going to find the pick? Down to 30 HP. No! Oh, the sentry gun still alive. Maurice going down to it, and it's going to be a stalemate. I think you're right. At that point, you have to trade in. You have all these fancy strats of like sending in the sacks, trying to get that force, get the sniper, the spy. At the end of the day, if it's going to take that long, you might as well just try and take the trade, and it hasn't quite gone the way of ALPHAGLΩCK this time.
Yeah, they kind of got what they wanted as well. You know, they pushed into lobby and died there. So if a soldier pushes into lobby and doesn't quite trades out properly, then you're in a good spot. But he didn't trade out properly. So we're just back on another mid number 4.
Yeah, and so far a bit of an inconclusive one. Space being primarily made by Plucky Luckers, but as I've said, there's 2 players trade immediately. SNH going down, great bomb, finds onto Eon and does go down for his troubles. Phenomenal bomb here from Ams, and now they just need to protect their medic, bunker their medic as hard as they can. Vanu trying to keep his med alive out through 1, and they're chasing hard into 2nd. But I think that's all they're going to get. It's going to be a massive Uber advantage.
When Vanu's going on an adventure, he's just leaving Maurice. They're just like, yeah, you go have fun, dude. I'm just going to see if I can go kill some people. And so far, he's not dying for it. But a bit of a fun position.
Typical flank brain. My team are coming up. They can look after the med. I want to go get frags. I need the DPM. But here they come. They're using that Uber advantage in getting through choke. Not finding anything so far, but Vanu going
Great
down. Phenomenal bomb. And the Uber does come out. Sylvs caught low in their IT. Lots of low player numbers here, but the side of Plucky Luckers. But Eon doing a great job of bringing them back up. And suddenly, Bloke finds himself behind. Nearly finding the nice air shot onto Ams. Not going to find it, but Bloke does take second. Gets the back cap. They're already looking into last. He gets the scout. It's 12 HP Bloke looking to get on this last. No, surely this can't end. This can't end like this. Oh no!
12 health hero. Unbelievable.
Oh, no.
He was
That's
like
the
out
type
of rockets as well.
I know. That's the type of thing you see in Open. Just the out of rockets, 12 HP soldier just beelining for the point.
Yeah, he
And
killed the scout point blank, but I don't think he picked up the ammo. Or at the very least, he never switched back and tried to reload. That's so good.
I mean, at 12 HP, what's the point? You might as well just run and hope you cap the point. If not, you die.
True.
But now we're back on this mid. This time, Mac getting there quicker has denied his opposite demo quite a lot of space here. Mackie coming in, finding a good rocket, but not finding any follow-up damage to get any picks. Sylvs hitting a nice high bomb, landing behind, but not finding anyone so far. Bloke also in position to try and get a nice high bomb. He has gone for it, looking to find a scout onto his demo. He does find Vanu, and so far, player advantage here for ALPHAGLΩCK. And at this point, if you're the Plucky Luckers, you've lost all the space you need to leave, and they have done so. And it's going to be second here for Plucky Luckers, and another mid win for ALPHAGLΩCK. And
yeah, oh my
god, second
look
immediately.
how weak Eon is. He's just getting spammed out. He's on 30 health. He's gonna go all the way back inside the shutter door and take a breather. But yeah, very good slow mid coming out here of ALPHAGLΩCK. Gonna win that one finally. They really struggled to take his mid. And actually, we're just gonna
trade.
Yeah, good old trade.
Not going to find anything for it so far, though. It's just, you know, making sure that no either side has Uber. Bloke has come in behind, not finding the air shot so far. He's 49 HP. This is just a distraction, though, as here come Plucky Luckers right back in. They want to try and retake this mid, want to take this dry fight, and so far they're finding the players. It's two down in favor for 3 down, and they're pushing ALPHAGLΩCK back into their own choke. Only 2 scouts and the up for ALPHAGLΩCK, but Plucky Luckers have the demo as well, and they're going to be able to find that midpoint. Now they're on to second. They're coming in, pushing in through this choke. They know there's no stickies. They can get right down to business. And so far, they found all the space they need. The bombs now finally come up from the spawners, but AMS goes down immediately. Bloke coming in from the right, looking to try and make something happen. Not going to find anything for his troubles. Raven still up, looking to try and deny any bombs, but he's not going to be able to. It's going to be a second take here for the side of the Plucky Luckers. They want to try and take this Uber and player advantage forward first, but I don't think they're going to find anything. They've only just committed, and both sides finally have Uber available. And
yeah,
now...
it really seems like they just want to get rid of Ubers as much as possible and then just live in that space where no Ubers are present. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't just Uber in to get the exchange out so they could try and work with it again. Looks like they're going to take a slightly different approach at this point. Vanu, he's putting up a sentry gun, trying his best. It's only level 1 so far, so it can be dealt with. And
Raven on Spy.
Ooh, and it's a high ping Spy. He can face that people.
Oh yeah. He has been found out immediately from getting body blocked.
Got him.
So whether he stays on, he decides to be brave and stay on this Spy or switch to Sniper. He has swapped to Sniper. Decided, sod it, not really worth it. Been found out, and now trying to find angles into 4 and 5, but that doesn't matter. The Uber has been popped here for the side of the Plucky Luckers, and finally the trade comes back.
Oh, Eon's caught.
Much better Eon is caught, but manages to live in the end. Low player numbers here for the side of Plucky Luckers, but they're not going to find anything. Ultimately, a bit of a pillow fight as no players are traded out for each other in these trades, in this Uber exchange. And here comes Mac trying to find his opposite man, and he does. Some great stickies and pull up by pipes.
Oh,
they're still pressuring into this last, but again, the player health is so low for the side of Plucky Luckers. They have found 3. It's just AMS standing on that point, making sure no one can get on it for free. And now here they come. They've got the scout on the circle. They've got it half capped. They do take down AMS, and it's a last point here for the Plucky Luckers.
Dude, that was just so many tiny little fights that they barely won, and they just kept on incrementally getting a big advantage. But it all started with Eon. He was caught in, and he just surfed out, and then his scout was obviously also caught in, so he arrowed him, so he got out, and then it just snowballed from there. So just really strong play out of Eon, and yeah, very
One of the simple truths in life is Eon is never caught. He just simply surfs out every single time. Very hard mid to kill. But we're back on what was this? Our 6th mid, 7th mid? Doesn't matter. But we're back on it anyway. Mackie does go down early, but so has Mac. The damage that there's a huge damage advantage here for ALPHAGLΩCK as they have that demo man, but they're still getting bullied out to their choke. Great pressure coming in from both scouts, and even a nice spam from soldiers. They're getting the forward bombs in. Bloke trying to, again, make space for his team. They're all bundled up. This could be a great collapse here from the side of Plucky Luckers, but so far they've lost both their scouts in an attempt to try and catch ALPHAGLΩCK out in their rock area, and it's all slowly falling apart. Eon taken very low, down to 9 HP, but manages to live on this second, and they do get Maurice somehow in that scrappy fight, and it's still looking like mid is going on. Bloke coming in behind, trying to find
Oh my god!
the players on a second. Ooh, Eon is still so low at 40, but all of the chasing players have died. He's still 51. He's got to take that pack if he wants to come out into the mid, and he has done. And this is now looking like another mid retake. We can take a breather. Finally, mid's over. It comes out for the side of Plucky Luckers, and they have a fluke advantage.
Like he was never low at all. Sylph's gonna be the first man in the door. Space has been created. The rest of the team gonna move in with some purpose. You can see Mac is just sticking everybody off. Okay, Vanu might go for a hero shot.
But you can't get it. The Uber does come out. They're not going to find anything so far. They're just looking to clean up players with it. So far, only finding AMS. Raven taking that very low. Maurice also down to 54. Down to 28. Can they find the last bits of damage? No. And unfortunately, Eon goes down. And at this point, it's just a sack wave now for if you're the side of the Plucky Luckers, just trying to desperately hold on to the second point. But I don't think they're going to be able to. And now they're going to have to try and defend their own. This might be a last, actually.
Yes.
Bloke doing all he can to just... He's got 3 players looking for him in behind. Finally taken down. And it's really, really slow here to push out. But SNH coming up with a choke on this sniper. What can he do?
Yeah, it's just Mackie right now looking forward. So he would be the prime suspect there for losing his head. But he's actually going to pick off SNH instead. Only gets the body shot onto Mac. So ALPHAGLΩCK looks like they are going to be able to take mid pretty pain-free. They have that Uber advantage. Eon, he's respecting it. Big jump into AMS. Takes down the demo man. And the Uber's bomb.
Yeah, they want to take that Uber through. They want to make use of their player ad. And here they come forward. They've got that 2-player ad. But the Uber is nearly ready for the side of the Plucky Luckers. If they can just get that up, it's going to be a very easy defend for them here. And it has come out. They've so far found Mackie, but they are down a couple players. Player health isn't looking good right now. And they find their own pick onto Davey, which is massive. And again, the second soldier goes down, but so does Eon. They have the opportunity to try and build this Ubrad, but no one else is left alive from the side of ALPHAGLΩCK. Well, yes, they can build up the Ubrad, but they're going to lose at least second for it, and there might be a mid-fight coming up in the cards.
Yeah, I think they were just capturing second there to just slow them down, because now they have to capture second, walk through sticky traps and soldier spam before they can actually use that Uber into last. So it's going to slow them down immensely here, but I think eventually they are just going to push in with their big Uber ad.
Yeah, that logic would dictate. But they're still they're struggling to get onto this second so far, I'd say. But the Uber has finally been popped. They're chasing players down into one. Are they going to find anything for their trouble? Oh, yeah, they're going to find Mac. They do trade demos, but you got to feel that's not great. You pop Uber and somehow your demo dies. Yes, you get the trade with the other demo, but it's going to be a massive disad fight into this last. Mackie going down. Does manage to find Sylphs though. They do manage to find Sylphs, but here they come on the push now. They have the Uber ad. Eon going very low, but deciding to milk for it anyway. And no, because they're just going to opt to sit this last. They're going to have their scouts try and cap up that second point, keep Eon safe. I like this from the Plucky Luckers. And with that second point captured, I reckon they'll now just try and push this into mid.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward situation. They have this massive Uber, but they have no soldiers to jump in and create space. So it's just going to be a matter of when do you want to pop this Uber, and do you have enough firepower once you finally decide to pop it. There's some backcap shenanigans. Mackie's on the spire here fighting a scout. He did take down Bloke, so it's a bit of a stall tactic here. You can see Maurice, he's on 90%. So it might just work out for them here, but they are going to lose some positions before the Uber comes into play.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to do what you got to do to try and make a dent in that Uber disad. but they have popped the Uber themselves, but they're not finding anything. And now the Uber comes out here for Plucky Luckers, trying to find that pick onto the meds, going very low, and they do manage to find the pick onto Maurice. And now it's just as simple as take mid, walk forward. You have the advantage. Ams hiding in sewers is found by the scout, is going to get taken down for his trouble, and now here they swarm onto second. Silves planting a really nice bomb into one, taking down Mackie, and it's just going to be a full push in with everyone coming up onto this last point. They have the player ad, they're already coming in. Raven looking to try and make something happen at the sniper, but not finding it. The heavy has come out. Bloke finding great damage onto him to start off with, but he has gone down so far. But Vanu managing to go down in that by the scouts. Cap is at half captured, and Davey hoping to try and find that scout. Somehow dodging all of those stickies, but they're still finding players who are just to stand in the circle. It's a massive Uber ad here, side of Plucky Luckers. All they need to do is hold on to the players that they have and just make incremental progress on that capture. And there it is. They finally cap the point after all that chaos. And our first map, 5-0, goes the way of the Plucky Luckers.
Yeah, definitely the superior team in this match for sure. They kept their eyes on the prize. They just kept cycling Ubers off the point. They knew that they had enough time on it that they actually just had to, ALPHAGLΩCK had to go in there and contest it, and then the Uber was just back on. So very well played. They played the Uber out, and yeah, I think Eon is just the MVP for me on this map. He played really, really well, and that last push was just a great example of why. Just perfectly played it out, and then just juggled the Uber around.
Yeah, I was talking earlier about individual performance having massive merit on this matchup. I didn't quite think that the huge individual performance would be Eon. Um, just milking loads of these Ubers, not going down when ALPHAGLΩCK would need him to. But at the same time, you know, you have Mac who's doing so much damage on these mid and seconds. You can see that there now. 347 DPM and 18 frags coming out for Mac. And Smile also not too far behind him. And I think what I was going to get on Bloke, I thought played really, really well, creating all that space and often winning out on the soldier 1v1s that he needed to. Got the back cap. He was denying any back caps himself. Really, really solid performance from him, I thought.
Yeah, agreed. Played very well. And overall, it was just a very strong team performance coming out of the Lucky Pluckers. Plucky Luckers. That's the ones. They're not plucking chickens. I'm going to get it wrong every time. But hey, Raven flew across the pond, immediately top damage and top frag for his team. That's a good performance right there. Gotta just shout it out, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean he played very, very well. It's hard to play, you know, pockets, the big damage pocket scout role on a losing team, especially when you're in situations where you're always at constant either Uber ad or player disad. You can't really express yourself by going forward, really holding W and taking it to the enemy team. But even still, I think given that he played his job really well, found the frags and picks he needed to in the times he was that he would really need to do it. But yeah, again, a strong individual performance. But now we go on to product, where I think maybe that will shine a bit more. This is a big scout map, as we know, so maybe Raven has time to shine here.
Yeah, and there's also a big shenanigans map, aka a sniper map, and we do have what I'm gonna call a sniper main in Varnu. So
yeah.
it's just gonna be all about how annoying is that going to be to deal with, because there's really two schools of thoughts on how you play this map. You play it cookie cutter, you have your soldiers play very aggressively onto the enemy team. If there's a sniper, you just jump him very aggressively. He never really gets to peek out there without just dying. And then the other one is just you play around your sniper on this map, play it much more passively, and you just wait for them to feed into you as you abuse the fact that the enemy team can't get into any good sight lines without risking having their head blown off. So I have a feeling it might be a battle between those two schools of thought coming up on this map. But hey, maybe we're going to see some counter sniping as well. I wouldn't put it past them. We have amps. already warming up on Scout. So yeah, I was gonna say he can play any class. So yeah, might have. No, wait,
Yeah,
he's always on the same team. I don't know what I'm talking. SNH can snipe.
there we
That
go.
was my point.
SNH is the sniper for this team for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're right. Having AMS, like a huge veteran of sixes on your team, able to fill any slot he's really needed to.
Yeah. Oh, Silv's on
It's
Scout as well. That's the Ben PL special. There, he predicted this for his fantasy team. He picked Silv.
I mean, it's more important to have that second scout than that second soldier on this map. So not too surprised. The SNH currently warming up on Engineer. That'll probably get swapped. But no, I think you have Vanu on the sniper. I imagine you probably want SNH with the
Yeah.
rifle matching him. As we saw on process, he was more than capable of taking the SVS into Vanu. So I'd imagine that you at least play the first mid a little more normal. See if they have that sniper up. But again, if you lose that first fight, or you have your spawners coming up from your first mid fight, that's when you pivot. That's when you change, get your sniper up, and go from there. But we'll have to see. I think that we will see SVS dominating this map.
Yeah, maybe. All right, you know why SNH is on NG? Because there's a class limit, I bet, and his medic is just like AFK and spawn on sniper.
Eon has stolen the warm-up spot. He's like, no, Mum said it's my turn to frag. Mum said it's my turn to have fun in warm-up.
Yeah.
Has stolen away that class from him.
Okay, at least he's not just sitting in spawn anymore. He's actually running around shooting.
Yeah, taking it away from his team. Like, no, I'm playing Medic. I'm the one who has to sit here and heal you all the time. Let me have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. All right. It would actually be so funny if, as soon as the game starts, everyone's just on Cookie Cutter. Because Cookie Cutter, I feel like in mid fights is slightly stronger than the sniper. It just flows much more organically, and you just have this ton of momentum. Whereas as soon as the game has kind of gone into its natural state, then sniper is slightly better because there's less movement. There's a point that's already been capped. So it would actually be really funny if you just have all this sniper warm up with the people on the scouts and whatnot, and then you just completely bamboozle them and just go out Cookie Cutter style for the mid fight.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's even if you do have a sniper on your team that's very strong, I still think that you should do this Cookie Cutter mid because both scouts, both soldiers are so powerful. Even if you don't intend to have that second soldier up for too long, just sending that second bomb in is so useful. Maybe finding a kill onto another scout, a demo, or a med. I mean, it's huge. So I don't disagree. I think that we might see that possibility, but again, only for mids. Vanu definitely favors that off class. There are logs of him spending more time on other classes than he does in scout. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a permanent.
There aren't just a few logs like that. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. But no. I think that we might, again, I agree, we might see that cook out mid, but Vanu does favor that perma sniper, and it'll be interesting to see if they go sniper to match. SNH is a great sniper. He was winning those SVSs last map, or whether they go, you know what, we're not gonna play around with these gimmicks. We're just gonna go 2 scouts, 2 soldiers, just as God intended for sixes, and we'll go forward. But we are finally starting here on our product by the looks of things.
Yes. The Plucky lockers, they want to get them mapped too.
There you go.
We have double spy and spawn just checking. We have SN8s going out on sniper, and Vanu is just actually rolling out on spy. Oh, the bamboozle. They're not going to see this coming.
Neither of us got this. Wait, no, SNH, sorry, coming off on the perma sniper, and Vanu on this spy. So yeah, completely bamboozled both of us. But so far, nothing to watch. Vanu is in behind, does find a nice stab onto Matt here, but is going to go down for his troubles. SNH finding the peak, does manage to find Ams, and Maurice goes down as well. So far, it's not looking great, but the aggression coming in now from Raven, managing to clean everyone up, but Eon does live and has this massive Uber ad. But Raven gets the cap in the end, and they do start to chip away into that time.
Yeah. Importantly, getting their first cap will not ruin the respawn wave of your team. It's only after that. It starts out bad.
But they cap it back straight away. Vanu coming up on this sniper himself, looking to try and match SNH. Favoring to peek in from Valley, very aggressive here. Smile looking to pick him up but not finding anything. They do opt to use the Uber in. So far they found Davey here, they found Vanu, and they're cleaning up. They're just looking to assert dominance and transition to a forward hold now. They have the point, they've got all the players that they need up, and it's going to be now ALPHAGLΩCK on them to push out into second. Really, really nice momentum push in for the Plucky Luckers. As I'm saying this, Vanu on the Pyro, they want to push out. They do finally have that Uber available. Vanu does go down. Nice shot from SNH. Mackie seeing what he can do. They're through. Finding a nice rocket onto Eon, but not going to find the finishing blow onto him. And they lose all four. They still have the Uber available, but they just don't have the players to push out anymore.
Yeah, and can't reflect a sniper bullet, unfortunately, there for Vanu. He's back on sniper, though. Not quite enough pressure to hold them back in the spawn area just now, so he can just start lining up those shots, getting those sight lines locked down, and his team, they're going to inch forward, try to put some pressure on the point.
SNH is looking for him, but never mind, finds Davey instead. Great pick here from SNH, and he's still hunting and finds another one. He's on to Raven. He's seen Vanu. He's looking to try and claim his prize here in that sniper pick, but it's not going to happen. And again, great shots from SNH. They just hang on to this pressure. They don't have to do a thing. They don't need to use the Uber. They're the ones defending. Ams has also gone down in the background to this, and Mackie trying to come forward but not finding anything himself. Sylvs does go down. Nice pick here from Vanu, and looking to try and find the opposite number, but he does take down that sniper. Vanu coming in, making a nice headshot onto SNH, and now here comes that full momentum. They're going to find one. They're going to find the demo for this, but so far nothing huge coming out at the moment. They're going to find Vanu, and it's a big fight here on this cliff area. Both scouts caught in behind deep. They are going to try and find Maurice. Smile taken so low to 3 HP, but not finding the shots he needs on Maurice. Eon going down in the background. They have secured themselves an Uber ad, but they've not capped the point yet. SNH, again, staying in forward, hoping to try and find the picks where he can, and he can so far. Finding onto Raven. He's really coming into his own on this pick so far. And
honestly,
now
a great pick as well, because a scout will cap out the point really quickly. So that's actually going to delay it quite a bit and create so much space for the team. So they can just immediately go in and start pressing the point. Whereas if the scout was in, they kind of had to deal with him before they could move forward. But as it is, this is just a sniper show. It's just whenever these guys get a pick it, they're just hitting shots non-stop right now.
Yeah, we're seemingly on a high angle lobby. It's just no one moves unless the sniper makes a better pick. And so far, it's going the way of ALPHAGLΩCK. Plucky Luck is just trying to find some kind of force or some kind of advantage where they can go forward, but they have lost two. They're just going to wait for Eon to build up his Uber and go forward from here. SNH on the sniper, just peeking in through main, seeing what he can get. Takes down Raven very, very low, and Davey does go down. They can't get the forward anymore. Low goes down in trouble. Still, very, very low here on the Eon finally has that, but they don't get to him. And now here comes Plucky. They want to try and take that point back soon. They don't want to be in a position where they've given up too much time on that point. Silv just on himself, just solo capping most of that point. The trades have come out though for Ubers. Maurice has been sent packing, but is going to go down for his troubles. Silv finding a nice pick onto Davey as well. Raven going down in the background. SNH trying to find that shot onto Mackie bombing in. Not going to find it. Eon does manage to live through that bomb though. And here comes Am, taken very low in the air. It's just Vanu in behind, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be around here for the Plucky Luckers. Great scrappy fight there from them.
Yeah, this is a nice try there, but at the end, we're gonna see some flying demo men in the air, trying desperately to get to the point in time. Sniper's gonna deny them. Scouts pelting them back. It's too much, and at the end there, like SNH was just really terrorizing that round, and the cleanup was very good. I saw a couple of instances of where we saw Davey was getting picked off by Scout, where he was seemingly unaware of them. So those kind of picks really kill the momentum of a team. So if I was ALPHAGLΩCK, I'd try to just reduce those kind of errors here. But we've actually got a sniper duel to go into this first mid.
Yeah, not opting to go with the spy this time, I reckon, everyone, right? That ship has sailed. We tried that play once, we got the demo, but they didn't have anything with the mid off it, but not going to find anything for it anymore.
True.
SNH on that sniper, peeking in through Valley, trying to get that first pick, an all-important pick onto that demo, but not going to find it. But Eon going down from a really, really nice bomb here from AMS, and everyone's taken very low for the side of the Plucky Luck. It's looking so
Oh
far.
no, he gets it in
Oh, what a
SNH.
nice pick. SNH finding these shots. I mean, we're expecting Vanu to go huge on the sniper, but no, instead it's SNH finding these big picks. Vanu does find a pick onto Bloke here. Bloke sort of sneaking around that Japan area, trying to catch out anyone coming through. Maki coming forward, but does get denied by Smile. And now the point gone the way the Plucky Luck is here. No Uber available still for either team. Looking to try and dry this. A nice bomb coming across.
Oh my god!
Oh, Mac finally gets taken down. But here comes SNH. He's on the hunt. He's looking for that. He's looking for his other sniper. He's picking on that cliff. He knows he's there, and he finds it onto Vanu. And now suddenly they've got all the space to come forward. They have that Uber advantage that they need, and they might just transition again into this forward hold.
Yeah,
Mac
Bloke took down the
now.
medic as well. So really, really big advantage coming out here for Eon. So Maurice can't really go too far. I think we're about to see a suicide wave coming in here. Yeah, everyone's in the air. Demo man.
But they do get the force.
Yeah, nice jump in there for sure.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, at the moment, that's all what's really going to buy them so far is that time. I mean, it's even Ubers, but if you're the side of the Plucky Luckers, you can still forward hold this. You can still keep them hemmed in for a bit, but they have decided that they're going to hold a point, and they've invited ALPHAGLΩCK forward here. They seem confident to hold this point, and so far the soldier bomb's come in, but not finding anything so far. AM's repositioning. Vanu trying to find SNH, but so far nearly finding the shot onto Eon, and does finally take down SNH. And now on the opposite side here, ALPHAGLΩCK have the space to come forward. Vanu left with free range to try and find the headshots that he needs. Raven coming in, getting great picks at himself. And suddenly it's kind of falling apart here for the Plucky Luckers. They're just desperate trying to scrap together any kind of consolation prize, if you will, from losing all those players. But it is even Ubers now. They could just try and take an even fight when everyone comes up. But so far, they're very much locked out. Am's going in for a great bomb and gets the force that he needs. He's going to die for his troubles, but a huge pick here for his team. And now here they come with the
jumps in and dies. That's a disaster, Uber. Am's got the nice force out and absolutely zero reward for the Mac jump in here as well. Oh my god, Mac gets a nice shot onto Smile there. So this is just looking all up for ALPHAGLΩCK. They are taking time off the point. They do have some catching up to do here, but they have an Uber ad, and the sniper is seemingly winning the sniper duel for the moment. So things are good.
They might get the force himself. Oh, brilliant here from Silves and Bloke. They've opted to go, you know what, two can play at that game, we're going to send the 4-man of our own, and they do find the Uber. Eon safely building in spawn. They're going to have that huge Uber advantage, and they're going to come in with spawners, using the threat of that Uber charge to make them back off this forward hold. And they've used it in strength to remain. They want to catch out Maurice here early. He does get taken a little low in the opening exchange, but is going to be okay. And it's the space and pressure that the Plucky Luckers need to come forward. Vanu peeking it on the sniper on his concrete, looking to try and find his opposing number, but not going to find it. Good body shot onto the scout, but not going to be enough to finish him off. Vanu, good surf out from the damage from the demo. and it's going to be the point going back in the way of the Plucky Luckers. SNH nearly going down from a great shot from Vanu, and we're just settling into maybe a uber push here from ALPHAGLΩCK, trying to get anything they can get. They've come forward so far. They've only found the sniper. Raven going down in the exchange. Maybe not quite what they need. Oh, Bloke barely missing the second rocket onto Vanu. And so far, it's disintegrating at the moment here for Plucky Luckers. Desperate to just try and claw back any advantage, but as a result, they've just lost all their players. They've lost Eon. They've lost all their big impact players. The scouts going down. It's just trying to prolong this fight, but they have lost the point. Now here comes SNH looking to try and recreate his early success in Sniper. I think we can finally have a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, and it's been quite a long time now that ALPHAGLΩCK has held on to this point. They're doing really well, just putting so much pressure onto the sniper. You can see SNH, he's not even like in view of anyone, and he's already taking a bunch of damage. So the suppression is absolutely doing work right now for ALPHAGLΩCK. But it only takes a split second for them to actually just where they slip up for it to go wrong. But Mackie's going to jump in. Aggressive. Medic's in the air. Oh my god. Ed's going to air shot it instead. That's a 1-2 punch if I've ever seen one.
What an incredible Uber push. They've realised that there's no Uber for the side of Plucky Luckers. They can't deny any forward pressure we make. We Uber in. They find all the picks that they need. They find SNH. They find Eon. But they're being pushed back though. Good counter pressure coming in for the Plucky Luckers, but they just don't have the spawners or the people to just back up their momentum. And here comes SNH with a great headshot onto Maurice. Suddenly they find themselves down with Uber disadvantage here. SNH again looking to try and find any more picks that he can, but does get taken down for his troubles. And now they're getting. Again, Plucky Luck is getting people on the point here. Vanu up on his favorite rifle. It's on the classic, trying to find that scout, but I don't. If they play this smart, they're just going to play behind the boards. They're going to take the point away from ALPHAGLΩCK. But it is overtime for ALPHAGLΩCK. They don't. Oh, they only need to cap this, but it's double crits creek here, and we'll see who can make the most of it first. Eon has popped first, but he does go down. So far, they found 3 picks. It's really the crit is coming in massive here for the side of the Plucky Luckers, and they do find the wipe somehow in all of that, and they're gonna take the round.
It's almost like there's so much cap time here that it's gonna take a while for it to decay, but I think it's actually just too late. We might be jinxing it here.
Oh, the Mackie.
No way, right? They actually get time.
This is ridiculous. Surely not. I mean, they're a desperate last attempt to try and get any point. They might be doing it. Vanu were live on the scout, but not finding anything. The medic trying to extend that cap time, but again, I don't think it's going to be enough. Mackie in the air and gets a headshot for his troubles at the very end. And with the second round, much closer this time though, but the second round does go the Plucky Luckers favour. I think we're being treated here to a great product game.
Yeah, we almost looked like fools there. We were writing them off, and they actually did manage to get to the point. That point decay was it's always slower than I think. So yeah, 2-0, but a very close round at that, and Barno, he's just going to keep on sniping. Same for SNH.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broken on Bitsy, Barnu losing out immediately on SPS, SNH taking down him immediately. And he's finding the big on the debut as well. Mackie going down as well. But Eon has gone down in all of this. They have to try and find Maurice. But Maurice has run back to spawn to conserve that Uber ad. And now, if you're at the side of ALPHAGLΩCK, you're screaming at your players, come back. We want to push for the Uber ad. They've taken the point here. But as I say, Eon, a super late death in that fight. They're going to have full Uber advantage pushing back in.
Yeah, they want to locate SNH, find out where he is, so you can send your medic the other way, make it so that he doesn't have to deal with the sight lines here. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen Ams and Mackie come jumping in. It's interesting that we've been seeing more success with Ams on Soldier than Scout. That Scout is so important, but apparently the pressure from the soldiers is actually doing better. So that's an interesting development that we've seen here. A little bit counter to what we were predicting.
Yeah, I mean, Raven's doing enough damage for 2 scouts. He's having a very good game. But no, as you say, maybe they're just. I think they value the double bombs. They value the ability to usher in through doors, keeping people pending in doors. But here we come. They are trying to break this forward hold, but not going to find too much so far. It is so far 3 picks for 3, and here comes Sylves and Smile here. No scouts up for ALPHAGLΩCK. They're going to have to try and get out of this and try and conserve the Uber for a repush. And really, really nice push out from the side of the Plucky Luckers. And even looking on that sniper, I guess for an off class, but looking on Spy Story for off class, but doesn't see anything. And Vanu, taken down low by SNH, but not finding the damage that SNH needs to take him down. And so far, we're finding that point pressure. They found the space. They're just going to come forward here. The Uber exchange has come out. It's looking a little better for the Plucky Luckers. It is a solo Uber, so ALPHAGLΩCK is going to last just that bit longer. But they have found the picks they need to. Smile and Sylves taken down. Really nice coordination from the sniper and the soldiers. And suddenly, it's not looking so good here from the side of the Plucky Luckers. SNH, the real trouble here, is probably going to get taken down for his troubles. Yes, he is. The only player surviving here somehow is Eon. But Maurice also taken down dangerously low. And ALPHAGLΩCK have overturned the point.
Yeah, Eon surviving there is really nice. That's going to mean that the Ubers are essentially even, so they don't have to bother with the suicide wave if they don't want to. They could still do it. It would make perfect sense to do it still here. But yeah, it was like Mac didn't get the memo that they were pulling out, and he just kept on running forward. So he ended up going down. And look at that, SNH's going to win the sniper duel against Vanu once again here. So lots of space now
again
to go
onto
forward.
Raven as well. And again onto Mackie. He's running a riot on this point. And now looking out for any more picks that he might be able to make. Oh, I thought he hit that headshot for a minute, but no. Finding 3 great picks, enabling his team to come forward. And they've capped the point again. This round looking very, very close. But Uber's available to both teams. But ALPHAGLΩCK might have to try and use this Uber to get in. So far, Mac just placing traps. It's looking a very standard staring contest for the moment. Waiting for Vanu to get in position, hunting his opposing man. They've seen each other. Vanu getting set up in this cliff, looking for any picks he can make, but not finding anything. Going down low though. So far,
Davey going completely down as well. The Demo Man being dead is just going to make it so much more difficult. I think they just have to lose here. Yeah, there you go.
They have. The exchange has come out. It's again looking probably better for the side of Plucky Luckers. I've said this before, but ALPHAGLΩCK have played these posts so well. Vanu nearly going down again. SNH, again, just looking to try and finish him off, but not going to happen. They've held on to the point here, and again, they've made a nice chunk of deficit for themselves for ALPHAGLΩCK to try and dig their way out of. SNH still looking for that peak, but is going to get taken down by Vanu. Has a little bit of help from AMS. And now the scouts just looking to try and salvage what they can from this. Eon living is again, it's fine if the side of Plucky Luckers. You can build that Uber.
Sylves behind lines. Look at that. He's being sneaky in that corner. Just waiting for someone to. Oh, they.
No, not
2 soldiers.
He cannot survive the damage output from 2 soldiers at close range. But here comes AMS coming forward. Really, really nice spam into that valley, making sure that if Plucky Luckers want to take the space, they're going to have to fight their way through for it. SNH with a great headshot, and AMS craters in the end. Vanu also going down. They've opted to take the Uber exchange here. Maurice hasn't used it yet. They've got great cap time so far. They've lost everyone. They've dropped everyone from this Uber. It's just Davey alive. I don't think they can get much for their trouble here. Davey getting taken down, and the point goes the way of Plucky Luckers. I don't think that Uber was anywhere near what ALPHAGLΩCK were hoping for.
No, it had 0 chance of working. And the fact that he got headshot, it's just kind of funny at that point. SNH has been dealt with now, however. Now it's a real fight, right? But the health is just so low on ALPHAGLΩCK that it's looking quite unlikely that they'll be able to take this.
Yeah, Raven getting close, but is going to get cleaned up for himself. Davey on that point, just looking to make it flip. He's made a good dent in that cap time. They're hoping that they can just try and cling on, have that extended fight, and take back the point. And so far, they're doing exactly that. The good pressure coming in from Vanu, managing to pick up Eon. That's huge if you are on the side of ALPHAGLΩCK. But SNH finds a great pick onto Davey. It's so far.
And on
Trade
the
for
medic
trade.
as well.
Maurice goes down in all of it as well. Again, it's such a daring last hold here from the Plucky Luckers. Before SNH goes down, finds a great pick onto Ans. Vanu so low on 5 HP, but the scouts of ALPHAGLΩCK managed to claw back and take again a great chunk of this cap time away from Plucky Luckers, and it's looking like they'll cap it. Am's coming up on heavy, just doing everything they can to make sure that they can keep this round. Go 2-1. But here we go, SNH off this cliff, hunting for his opposite man, trying to find Vanu. Vanu isn't there. And so far, blown with a great set of rockets onto Maurice, and Davey going down as well. This does not bode well for ALPHAGLΩCK. And again, SNH putting a great headshot onto Ams on the heavy. It's falling apart now very quickly for ALPHAGLΩCK, but they have 10 seconds. They need to get on this point, and with a white.
No way.
This map is going to go the way of Plucky Luckers. 3-0, but that was nowhere near a comfortable 3-0. GG's all around.
Yeah, we got some highly entertaining TF2 with some real sniper showcases there. I was very impressed with both snipers, but especially SNH's ability to not only win the sniper duel, but then once they did that, they immediately followed up with extra picks, and that's just so annoying to play against. It's almost impossible to beat.
It did feel at points it was the Vanu SNH show. But I think SNH just going on those rampages has mids where he's picking up 3 players at a piece, and it enables his team to come forward. I think again we spoke about individual performances at the very start of this series, and by far the star of the show for this second map is SNH. 457 DPM, 31 frags on this sniper. I mean, if you're not winning 3-0 or winning that map with that much of a sniper gap, I'm not too sure what you're doing.
Yeah, hot diggity damn. That's a good stat line. I'm glad he's on my fantasy team. That's very impressive stuff from him. Raven, okay, didn't quite top damage on his team as that. Maggie actually played really well. I will just point that out. He actually did a pretty decent job at getting forward and doing a ton of damage and creating space for his team, including dealing in SNH every once in a while. So, like, as much as SNH did really well, it wasn't that he had free reign as much as he just hit a bunch of shots, right? Because he was actually being suppressed pretty heavily by Mackie. So it kind of makes it all the more impressive.
Oh, I mean, at no point in that game did SNH have free reign to just pick off players as and when he wanted to. But no, Mackie and Ams made it real hard for him to do anything. But in the end, it didn't matter. SNH came out on top with 31 frags. The rest of the team, again, could from the damage, at the very least from the logs, it looks way more heavily favored for ALPHAGLΩCK, with just SNH bringing out this power class of a performance. But no, ultimately, it seemed more like system player TF2. Everyone's sort of doing their job. It's not so glamorous, but no damage numbers, doing what they need to do to get the win, to buy space for that sniper, and ultimately pays off for them. And it goes the way 3-0 for the side of the Plucky Luckers.
Yeah, they didn't lose a single round, which is kind of impressive because the game was closer than the scoreline suggested, which is the most one-sided scoreline you can have, 5-0, 3-0. So not that badly played by ALPHAGLΩCK, but they just kept on losing out just barely, and then the recovery time of the Plucky Luckers was just incredible. So well played by them.
Yeah, I mean, great match from both sides. It was a pleasure to cast and to watch. We did get to see some funny shenanigans. Vanu did break out Spy on the foot in the first round. It very nearly paid off, but no. I think people watching this definitely got out what they would have wanted to. Maybe they would have expected Vanu to go off on that sniper on the second map, but instead went the way of SNH dominating the map. But overall, I think we've had a great performance from both teams in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that, I think we should just close down this cast. It's been good fun. Ben on production doing a great job. I'm sure he caught every single sniper shot. He never switched off right before they hit a shot. It's incredible camera work. And a big shout out to you, Nighty, for carrying me through this cast. It's been great.
I appreciate it. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a lovely evening.